everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Don, this is Rockin' the Country. You saw the title, and it's a donation request. Carolina's Beauty, you're very funny, you're very sweet. Your comments are just so sweet. Carolina's Beauty requested that I do Jim Reeves' song, The Blizzard. I don't know this song, and as we know, Jim Reeves has this amazing voice. But the funny little comment, Carolina's Beauty requested that I do a song by Joni Mitchell titled A Case of You. And I didn't know what I was getting into with it, and I loved it. It was so different. I hadn't heard Joni Mitchell in so long. I hadn't heard that song. But Carolina's Beauty was worried that she'd be run out of town by the mob for that request. And it turned out the folks who saw the video loved it. Loved the song, loved Joni Mitchell's thing. Some knew it, some didn't. But nonetheless, she made this request. And she's like, maybe this will... How did you word it? I think I wrote it down. Oh, all right. Yeah. So you figured that you're safe from the mob now. That was a funny one. But about this song, you said it's from 1960. And you said that this song caught at your emotional strings as a young girl. So this will be a trip down memory lane for you. Even though you know this song, I don't know it because I was born 1 year later after this song came out. Jim Reeves, wasn't his nickname Gentleman Jim Reeves? Kind of makes sense. The Blizzard.
There's a blizzard coming on, how I'm wishing I was home. For my pony's lame and he can't hardly stand.
Reminds me of Wildfire.
Listen to that norther sigh. If we don't get home, we'll die. But it's only 7 miles to Marianne. It's only 7 miles to Marianne.
All right, so he has a decision to make. He's going to see a girl. 7 miles away is Marianne, but how far, did he say how far away he is from going back home and saving his pony, his horse?
You can bet we're on her mind, for it's nearly supper time, and I'll bet there's hot biscuits in the pan. Lord, my hands feel like they're froze, and there's a numbness in my toes. But it's only 5 more miles to Marianne. It's only 5 more miles to Marianne.
Wait, is he riding a horse? I must have missed something because he's frozen up, but it's... If you're in a car, you're not that cold.
That wind's howling, and it seems mighty like a woman screams. And we'd best be moving faster if we can. Dan, just think about that barn with that hay so soft and warm. For it's only 3 more miles to Marianne.
Right.
It's only 3 more miles to Marianne. Dan, get up, you ornery cuss, or you'll be the death of us. I'm so weary, but I'll help you if I can. All right, Dan, perhaps it's best that we stop a while and rest. For it's still 100 yards to Marianne. It's still 100 yards to Marianne.
Gotta get him in the barn.
Late that night, the storm was gone, and they found him there at dawn.
Damn.
He'd have made it, but he just couldn't leave old Dad. Yes, they found him there on the plains, his hands froze to the reins. He was just 100 yards from Mary Ann. He was just 100 yards from Mary Ann.
Wow. Of course, that's sad. I missed in the beginning that he was riding, and then obviously it cleared up toward, well, for me, I don't know, a third of the way through. It was like, why is he so cold? It's because he's actually riding the horse. And yeah, I mean, that's just one of those sad stories, but he stayed with his horse. That's the heartstring part of it. And I wonder what specifically Carolina's Beauty, this song meant to you, because you said it hit you. And maybe because you were a young girl at the time, and this kind of story, just like wildfire, makes you like, oh no, the animal died. It was like, when we would watch Lassie, we'd always root for Lassie, and Lassie had all these things, and sometimes there were other animals involved, and you don't want the animals to be in trouble. But yeah, I mean, the man just 100 yards away. Gosh, that would be rough, because 7 miles, he's going 7 miles. I guess it was his fault for going in a blizzard, but Marianne, the relationships weren't real clear. It wasn't, Marianne wasn't his wife. The horse's named Sam. Yeah, it just, I don't know. It's always sad, when you see like an animal trying to get there and they just fall short. But then your allegiance to your animal. It's like people who go back into burning buildings, houses. Guy lives in my neighborhood. 2 years ago, went in to save his and his neighbor's dog, and he was able to get his own out, but his friend's dog didn't make it, and it was literally entirely engulfed in flames, and it screwed his voice up for the better part of a year because he inhaled all the smoke, and the heat from the smoke damaged his vocal cords. Now they're better, but it took the better part of a year, and this is what we do for our pets. But yeah, all right. Carolina's Beauty. This was in some ways a simple song, but I could see why it would tug at your heartstrings. And you'll be safe from the mob on this one. There's no question about that. Yeah, it was just a nice story, not overly complex, but that time frame too. You'd sing about the simplest of things. Just, oh, there'll be biscuits in the pan. You wouldn't find that in a rap song today, for example, or rock. But back then, it was simple. It was about the story. I mean, traditional still is. But, all right, it was a simple song. You know what? I'm not going to rate that because it hit you in your heartstrings so much back then. I don't want to dishonor that in any kind of way, Carolina's Beauty. I'm going to leave that one be, just in honor of your memory of how that made you feel when you were little. Yeah. So I hope that doesn't upset you, that I'm not going to rate it. But he has a beautiful voice, beautiful storytelling voice, and endearing quality, the whole thing. So thank you again for the donation, Carolina's Beauty. That's just always humbling to me, and I'm always thankful for it because I do the reactions by and large anyway. But when somebody makes a donation, it guarantees I'll do it as long as it fits with the channel. The song fits with the theme of the channel. But I'm always humbled. I'm just thankful. So there it is, guys. You can thank Carolina's Beauty for this one. And that's it. Have a great day. I'll see you in another video. Keep rocking the country.